I am Lauren McClain, almost 40 years old. I should probably say 40 because by the time this is, that hurts me. By the time this goes on YouTube, I'll probably be 40 years old. I'm from Pleasant Grove, Utah, the youngest of 7 kids. I am married and have 2 boys of my own. And I was a broadcast journalism major at BYU and have worked for BYU Broadcasting for about, what year is it, 26? 13, 14 years. When I was a little girl, so everyone, I feel like when they first go to college, they're like, all right, what am I gonna do? It's so much pressure for a young, 18, 19-year-old person to be like, what am I gonna do for the rest of my life? You gotta pick something, and then, and I remember being so stressed about it, and I'm like, wait, and I took this one class at Snow College, and it was like a film class, but you gotta make music videos and your own movies, and I was like, this is so much fun. And when I was a little girl, me and my friend would always do this talk show, since I was probably 7 years old up and through high school. We would just do this pretend talk show, and we loved doing stuff like that, talking to people, talking to each other. We loved the editing and being on camera, and so around that age, I'm like, okay, how can and I love sports. I grew up playing sports, loved watching, loved playing. I'm like, how can I combine all these things that I love and find something I can do for the rest of my life? And sports journalism, broadcasting kind of just fit that perfectly. I don't know if my mom I think it did come from my mom. My mom and dad are amazing people, and they instilled this incredible confidence in us as kids. And not even just you can do anything you want, because we had to work really hard for it, but it was like, hey, you are awesome. You can do this if you want to do it, and you're great at this and this. They did such a good job at that. And so we really, growing up, didn't think there was something we could not do. We thought we could do it. And so even as I got older, I got used to I tell this to people, I'm over the young women's in my area, and I just say yes. If it's a good thing, even if you're uncomfortable a little bit, even if you don't know exactly what you're doing, say yes to opportunities, and it forces you to grow, and it creates it opens so many doors for other amazing things to happen. So I feel like that was a big key to me in my life, where I remember getting offered to do a robotics competition, to host one. I'm like, I know nothing about robotics whatsoever. Sports was my jam, but I was still kind of getting into broadcasting. And so I was like, you know what? Yeah, let's do it. It's just an opportunity. Let's do it. And it ended up being so cool. I met random people that I never would have met, and it opened doors. And so I feel like that was kind of the key to my life, is to just say yes, even if it makes you a little uncomfortable, and then figure it out and work hard, and it'll work out. And that's what's so fun about interviewing these athletes and getting to know them and their parents too. I get to interview their parents, because oftentimes I'm like, okay, you were this phenomenal athlete. How on earth did you get children who are also phenomenal athletes? That's so rare, for them to come out and love the same things as you. But lots of times they're like, well, I have a kid who wants nothing to do with sports. There's a couple that came out that way. And the most important thing that I've learned from doing these interviews is make sure you are allowing your kids to do what they love and what their strengths are. Instead of forcing what I love onto them, you let them kind of try a lot of things and explore that. And that's where happiness comes from. They're not gonna be happy if you're pushing something on them. They need to find what they love. If you love picking dandelions out in the outfield, that's great. And there's different strengths. And so that's what's fun about being a parent, is I really am I love sports, and I want my kids to love them, and they do so far. But I'm like, if they end up being, an amazing pianist or a dancer, or the most important thing to me is that they find something that they're passionate about that helps them get up every day. I want to do this. I love this. I want to work hard at something. To me, that's what I hope I can instill into my kids, because that's more important to me than anything. I will love watching them do something they love, whatever that is. I feel like I shouldn't say never. Being a woman in the industry is interesting. I feel like you have to work very, very hard to gain respect for people to think you know what you're talking about. If I didn't play football, so people automatically, a lot of fans are like, does she know anything about football? And I remember there's this thing called Cougar Board. I'm sure you guys have heard of it. And on there, fans can say whatever they want, whatever crap they want. I made the mistake, I remember fairly early on in my career, a couple years in, I remember I'm like, I wonder if my name's in there. You can search your name. I searched my name. Some good things, some really awful things about me and what I did on camera and these different segments that, again, I was trying to go out of my comfort zone, do something fun, and they are just tearing me down, just saying, does anyone even watch this? I remember some guy said that. One guy said, does Lauren Frankham even have any idea about football, what she's talking about? And I was like, oh my gosh. Because I was kind of riding high, like, this is so great, this is so fun. Until I got into all those things that I'm sure a couple of guys were saying, right? But then it got me thinking, oh my gosh, does everyone think this? Does everyone think I don't know what I'm talking about? Does everyone think this is a really stupid idea that I'm doing? And that was really hard for me. And I'm not saying it's because I'm a woman. I actually don't believe that. I really don't. I think there's definitely a component of people say, you didn't play that sport, you don't know it as well. I do think there's that. But I had to work through that. And then you become self-conscious when you're on camera. And then I'm like I mentioned, how many people are thinking this about me? Do I sound really stupid when I'm doing this interview? Do I sound really stupid when I'm saying this? And luckily I was surrounded by really great people, including my parents, including Michael Miner, who was a mentor. He was the guy that hired me. He was my boss. And he was so awesome. And he would let me discuss some of these things with him. I wasn't super open with him, but I alluded to some things. And he gave me so much confidence. In fact, I was one of the first women to co-host BYU Sports Nation, which is with Jerem and Spencer. And all their classic backups couldn't do it. And Michael Miner said, let's let Lauren do it. And there were some people that were like, I don't think she can do it. Straight up said that to Michael. He told me, which I actually was appreciative of. I really, truly was. Because me being that competitive person I am, I'm like, ooh, you just give me a chance and I'll show you that I can do it. Like, I'm going to show you. You kidding me? I even had one guy to my face be honest. And I truthfully, this makes him sound bad. I love honesty. I love when someone to my face will say something to me behind your back that's cowardly. He to my face said, I've never seen you do anything like this show. I honestly don't know or think you can do it. He said, so I don't want you to do it, but Michael wants you to do it. And he's the boss. So I guess I'll let you do it. And that truly was our conversation. So I'm like, okay, well, but it goes back to I'm like, I'm gonna do it. I'm doing this. I'm not gonna shy away and say, oh, you're right. You're right. I'm not that good. I can't do this. I'm like, no, I'm gonna do it. And I think I was pregnant, actually. I was pregnant with my first son the first time I co-hosted. And I think I freaking nailed it. Like, I mean, not like I was like this mind-blowingly good thing, but I felt like with the pressure that was on me because of that, I ate it up, and I felt like I did a pretty good job. So there was definitely a lot of hard work. There was a lot of negativity, but it was countered with so much positivity and good people. And not that I didn't go down that dark hole a lot. I did, like remembering, I sometimes still now, a decade later, will think of those things that people said and almost feel embarrassed again. And then I'm like, what am I doing? What am I doing? That's so silly. No one thinks about that anymore but me. That guy even wrote that. He doesn't remember that. He's not thinking about it. It's me. So I'm like, why would I torture myself? I'm not gonna do that. If you hang on to those things too much, it just tears you down lower and lower, and it's not hurting anybody else but yourself. So that's a big thing I learned. Most people don't want to go out of their comfort zone, and things are scary, and the unknown is scary, but you don't grow or progress unless you're a little uncomfortable. Obviously, discomfort in the positive meaning, right? Like you don't want to do something that's, against your values. Nothing like that. Just something that's a good thing that takes you out of your comfort zone and pushes you to grow and to be better. I feel like there's rarely anything that's more satisfying in life than that. When you do it, even if you don't do it perfectly, but you do it and you're like, that was freaking awesome.